We love rock and roll here over at the JWE channel on Yahtzee Beat the Runtime, and that's what we're going to do today. Is we're going to try the Beat the Runtime of Joan Jett and the Blackhearts' famous "I Love Rock and Roll." Welcome. Dare I say that given the length of this album, the amount of songs that are on it, and the length of those songs, we have a very good chance, our best chance yet. I wouldn't say we have a very good chance, but this is certainly our best chance to get a perfect 100 rating. So let's get to it. This is, again, I Love Rock and Roll by Joan Jett the Blackhearts. People should be familiar, I think, with at least a couple songs on this album. Certainly the title track that we're going to start off with. And if you look, this is a 30-minute runtime, baby, with 10 songs. That's a 180 average a song, our longest being 254. Which is ironically about the optimal score average if you are playing Yahtzee optimally. So let's begin. I have seen Joan Jett in concert. I'm actually going to be seeing her again later this year. She is going to be playing at a festival that I'm going to, so we are very excited about that. But when I saw her last time, a few years ago, really good show. So yeah, we'll definitely look forward to that. It's always interesting though, because like when you think of these acts that have been around for, literal decades, obviously Joan Jett and the Blackhearts had their moment, certainly, had a couple very, very big songs, were definitely relevant in this era in which we're rolling the dice through currently. But, it's not like they're a headliner in a lot of situations. And that always kind of fascinates me. Like if you're like the Foo Fighters, who I believe they might have toured with them, or at least they opened for them at this festival. And I think they're going to open for them at this other festival. Like it's gotta be weird, right? Like, even though like, obviously the Foo Fighters are uber successful. Like we know that the Foo Fighters are a more successful band in the grand scheme of things than Joan Jett and the Blackhearts. Like we know this already, but like you got to figure that like those guys probably at least grew up a little bit listening to, or at least being culturally aware of Joan Jett and the Blackhearts' existence. So is it like weird for them? Like when they're like, hey, you're going to open for us? Like, I think that would be weird. I don't know. How does that work? If you're like an established band that has influenced other bands and other artists, and then you're opening up for a younger one. I remember when Blink-182 was really big, and they were on tour with Green Day, and they dubbed it as, I think, a co-headlining tour. But the show I was at, Green Day opened for them. And certainly you could make the case that Green Day already is. Probably make the case that Blink-182 is a Hall of Fame caliber band. But I don't think most people are going to put them over Green Day most of the time. They're going to put Green Day ahead of them. Now, I will say this last album cycle that Blink-182 had was far bigger than the last several album cycles that Green Day has had. So, maybe I'm out of line there, but it is what it is. We've gotten no Yahtzees. We beat the first song and title track by 1 point, by the way. And that's enough. That's all we need. We need 5 Yahtzees today. We need to beat 10 songs. We've already got one of them. And again, most of these songs pretty short in nature. Thus, they should be beatable. See if we can get a straight going. I'm not really too worried about advancing past this track. I think we can easily do that. In fact, we just did. I would like to get a large straight if I could. What do we need? 4 of a kind. I'll go for a large straight here. Let's hold Yahtzee open because we can afford to. 8 points for 4 of a kind. And here is a chance at a Yahtzee to close out this track. And no. But we did beat it. Love is pain. So if we get 100, what do? Do I like take my shirt off? Is that what we should be doing? I don't think we're going to do that if I get a perfect 100 here. This rating system, if you're new to this, because I get asked this sometimes, especially like when these shorts and stuff come out, it's like, what the hell are you doing here? Because if you haven't watched the full episode, you're probably lacking the context. I get this like with the Doom thing all the time. People will say, why are the enemies dying so quickly? Oh, I just double clicked. We can't afford to double click here. We need to beat this song, buddy. Very difficult. There we go. There's some 5s. But yeah, basically what I did was I put this together and was like, hey, I'm going to, I don't know why I didn't score the 5s there. I'm going to have like a rating system so I know how well I'm doing in relation to my goals here, which my goals are pretty simple. I want to beat the runtime of each album cumulatively. I want to beat all the individual songs. And I want to ideally get some Yahtzees. Right now, none of these things are happening. We actually need four 5s. Oh my. I mean, unless we get the bonus or I have to zero out something. I guess we'll just go for, it's 4 4s, right? That's what we 4s. I really screwed this one up badly. So I think any chance that we had of advancing, yeah, we lost that one pretty badly. Love is pain. That was pain. And it was because I was talking. I'm just going to blame it on the fact that I'm trying to entertain all of you. So don't nag me about it. Track 4. Nag. I remember for some reason I feel like this album had a disproportionate amount of covers on it. And maybe not covers in the traditional sense, but I feel like there were just other songwriters for a lot of these. I may be misremembering, so don't take that as gospel. But I mean, Led Zeppelin's first album was a lot of the same, right? It was a lot of cover songs and heavily inspired by other tracks. I think there were some lawsuits, even like some like much later, regarding that first like self-titled album. And maybe, who knows, maybe we'll do that one at some point. There's some monster songs on there, not from just like awesome, but like long. There's some very long tracks, and really the whole Zeppelin catalog is full of them. Probably very few bands that there's a, not going to get the Yahtzee, but we got a 269. That's at least something to feel good about. I feel like there's not too many bands outside of, I mean, I don't know, outside of Zeppelin that have such dynamic shift between the lengths of their songs. I mean, they had songs out there that were like 2 minutes long, then they had ones that were like 11 minutes long. And that's crazy. It was like Tool before Tool. All right, Crimson and Clover. This is a pretty well-known track, right? I know Jimmy World name dropped it, so assume it's, I mean, I remember this track because I'm old, but I think it was a pretty big deal also. We need 197 here. We have yet to get a single Yahtzee. That is kind of disturbing. Maybe our fortunes will shift here, we hope. Certainly ain't looking like it. Here's some 4s. Maybe we can get going. Okay, that's good for... I'm going to go for it here. I'm going to be kind of aggressive and just get 7 points on the 4 of a kind. We do need a couple 2s to get them here. And then we can focus on try to get a large straight maybe. Oh, very nice. Happen too often. I'm going to go for a Yahtzee. All right, there's our first Yahtzee. All 5s on track 5. And maybe a full house. No. Our scores continue to increase there. That's good. We're 4 out of 5 on the tracks themselves. So we're having a pretty good day. Although it's not going to be a perfect score. We ruin that pretty early. We move on to the second half. Victim of Circumstance, a paltry 174 seconds in length. Easy mode. I go for the sixes here because when you're gifted 3 sixes, it's hard to just take the full house right away. And that left side looking real juicy. Monstrous. I think we take the full house there. Can afford to. Could have taken it there too. It would have been fine. And a single 4 is really all we need for the. Oh, we'll take the small straight, I guess. We can actually go for it here. 3 of a kind, large straight. There's our large straight. Would like to get another Yahtzee. Not going to get it, so we'll just try to get a high score. Oh, we don't even get 3 of a kind. 242. Not too bad. Bits and Pieces is up next. It's ironic. I was talking about festivals, and as I'm playing this game right now, I have my buddy is texting me about another festival. So we got festivals on festivals happening. If you hear like a weird licking or sucking sound, that's the dog. He's here. He's in the room with us right now, and he's kind of going to town here. Okay, it's just his paw, so no weird body parts or anything like that. Tried to force a full house there. That didn't take. We only need 127 here, so obviously we've already beaten that score. Now I think the goal should just be to kind of go for a Yahtzee if we can. Certainly we got the bonus. Wow. Come on, all ones Yahtzee. 250. That's with a Yachts boy. Move on to the next one here. Track 8. Be straight. It rhymes. Don't be late. Small straight. And a full house to kick things off. We need 160 here. Another pretty low benchmark. There's our third Yahtzee of the day. So we are getting some traction here. Now the game's going to give us another chance at a large. We will take it. We will get the large. Now we can focus on going after that delicious bonus that we love. I mean, so I don't even know if is Joan Jett still actively recording new stuff? I mean, obviously she's touring, so, hats off to her for that. It said I'll report back later in the year when I see her in concert again and let you know if she's still any good. I anticipate it'll be a pretty good show. No bonus there. I don't know. It might have been better just to go for the bonus. I think we're going to beat the runtime of the album. It looks like we just did. Maxed out there, so that's fine. You're too possessive. I've heard that before. Not the song, but that phrase in context. Had to say that to some people before too. Okay. Sixes. Oh, that's a lot of sixes, buddy. We might get this. We might get these last 2 Yahtzees after all. That's a really big 3 of a kind there that we already had the full house, so I think I'll go for a right. I don't know what I was doing there. We can take 3s. Oh my. All right. Time to focus here, people. I don't think we're going to get the bonus. Nor do I think we're going to get this large straight. I will try for it. I'm going to keep Yahtzee open for now, but I don't know how much longer that'll be the case. Yeah, or not. I don't want to put up an abysmal score, so I want to at least get something. Sucks because we had like a pretty good chance at it. Yeah, let's just take that because I don't want to make myself mad if I get all the threes. 178. So we did lose this one. Last track, Little Drummer Boy, which I don't know if that's related to the Christmas standard or not. We're going to have a challenge here because we need 254, which means we do need to play like pretty much an optimal game at the minimum. And that's not a good way to start it, I can tell you that. This is a little bit better. Getting the large straight is very, very useful. I've already used 2, so I kind of have to go for something else. Oh, this is bad. There's our small straight at least. But we need some big numbers here. These are not going to cut it. I mean, it's something in 4 of a kind. We really need to get some 6s going here. I would take another one if you want to give it to me. That saves us, but we still need... I mean, we need a lot to make this happen. We need another 4, 2 of them. Okay, we're not... I don't think we're going to get this one. We'll go for another 4. So that's 234. If we get a full house here, we will win. But we don't. So 234 it is. 83 out of possible 100 for the rating. We got 7 out of 10 songs correct. Correct, like it's a quiz. No, we beat 7 out of the 10 songs. We beat the album Runtime as a whole, and we had a great time. Join me again tomorrow. We will do this again. Again, keep sending me your suggestions and submissions. I promise we will get to a point in the not so distant future where we are going to play through fan suggestions and not just 80s rock albums. We're just starting there. We're just getting a nice runway, and then we'll go from there. But we'll see you tomorrow with more Yahtzee Beat the Runtime. John Wyatt, Edgar signing out. And hopefully you're signing into that subscribe button.